Hi, welcome back to ODE YouTube channel. My name is Paulo and I'm here again for another pen review. And today I'm reviewing this little thing which is called Bic X Pen Select. And so let's take a look at it. First I want to ask you, if you like the videos that I make, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. So this little box is quite fragile, and let's take the pen out, and here we have the pen. This sorry, but I will explain you why I said this. This Bic pen is a school pen. Obviously it is more on the inexpensive side. I don't think it is still produced, and you can find it on eBay for around 20 euros. The pen has a quite strange configuration, I would say. It has a barrel, cigar-shaped barrel with a hole there. That kind of hole it's an ink window, but it is an open hole. That reminds me the same concept you find on the Diplomat Traveler or in the Lamy Safari. You have also that kind of hole to check the ink level. Then you have this rubbery part which has a triangular shape with rubber, and it is very texturized. You can really feel it. And then you have this hard to describe shape of the cap that has Bic engraved there. It has a knurling part here, the Bic logo and little man from Bic, and then the Bic written. In the other side there is nothing. It makes the cap is plastic, this is plastic, all is plastic except for the clip, which is stiff but still nice to use. So this is the pen. Now when I uncap the pen, I will see that the cap fits here, just next to the nib. So all this rubbery part is actually the section that is very texturized for non-slipping and to making your fingers to have the correct placement. I don't love this kind of placement, but some pens have it. Once again, like the Diplomat Traveler that has some kind of these. Also the Lamy Safari also has this kind of shape here on the section that is easily seen. Now I was just checking if I had another pen here to show you that, but I don't. But imagine like the Caveco Perqueo. Okay, I have one here. I was looking at it. The Caveco Perqueo also has this kind of section. It just doesn't have the window on the barrel. So this is a very simple pen. It is a cartridge converter pen. These unscrews, and you have inside room for one long international cartridge or two short international cartridges back to back inside. And finally, let's take a look at the nib. The nib is a large nib, kind of a number 6 nib with the logo of Bic, and there is an M engraved inside, but it's not easy to see here, but you can see the little man there, a plastic feed. And this nib is kind of a strange kind of nib because it actually is much broader on the outside than the part that is inside the section, but I will show that to you in a moment. I called this in a few moments ago. I called it Stipen, and I called Stipen because Bic at some point bought this brand, French brand that was called pen. They had lots of school pens, and they bought it and they started engraving it as Bic. And you can see that the clip is exactly the same, but this clip is all made of plastic, and this has the metal on plastic cap. This one is plastic on plastic, but it is the same kind of nib, exactly the same kind of cap. So they used some parts or tooling from the pre-existent factory of the pen. Also, when we talk about the nib, we have here the Harley Davidson, which is interesting pen. Harley Davidson by pen, that has exactly the same. I didn't show you the nib on the pen hub. It's a retractable nib pen. It's very different from this one. But on the Harley Davidson by pen, you will find that the nib is the same kind of nib. Okay. Now let's cap this and take the Harley Davidson away, and let's check some size comparison. So as I told you, this is a kind of a short pen. It is a student's pen, more on the inexpensive materials, but it works. And here you have, let me put them like this, you have size comparison with the Lamy Safari and Parker Centennial do Fold, and you can see the pen is obviously shorter. When you uncap the pens, you have the big nib of the Dufold, the small nib of the Safari, and you will check this. So it is still shorter, but not that much short. You can ask me, and does it post? Yes, it posts. It posts securely, and I think a cap this size may be posted because it doesn't change much the weight of the pen, and you can see it becomes of the same size as the Parker do Fold. By the way, if you want to get one Parker do Fold like this one, I will leave the link on the comment section below. So you can see the nib here is a quite wide nib. And so that I showed you this, I just want to tell you that the pen is really comfortable to hold like this or like this. You may like or not the triangular section. I don't love it, but I got this pen because I bought another one. I bought an older Montblanc pen, and this came inside the same package. So I bought it not because of this one, but because of the other. And you can see here the nib again. One thing that I don't like that much in this pen is when you look at maybe it's easier to see like this. When you look at the nib like this, the window on the barrel is not aligned. To be properly aligned, it would be like this. It fits, but not that securely. Maybe this pen was used before and there is some give to the rubber part, and now it screws a little bit more than it used to. It's a little annoying thing, not too much, but we would prefer, I think most of us would prefer that to be aligned with the nib. And now let's see how the pen performs on paper. And here we have pen and paper, and let's see. This is I will not, okay, I can post it. This is the Bic. It wasn't kept for a while, so it skipped there. This is the Bic X Pen Select. Let's call it silver because it's silver colored. It has I would say medium. It's not I would say, it's really engraved medium there, but it is beneath this black color, and it is a steel nib. The paper I'm using is the usual Rhodia dot pad, and the ink inside is Kaweco Pearl Black, which is an ink that I really love. So about the writing experience. This pen is smooth and writes well. However, it does have, as you saw there, it may have sometimes some occasional skipping. It's not much, but sometimes that may happen. I cleaned this pen, but maybe it needs to have further cleaning phases. I showed you when I received this pen was really dirty with lots of ink all around, so maybe there's still some cleaning to be made, and that may explain the skipping. But when you're writing, you do not feel that, like this. Will not feel, that's awful what I'm writing. You'll not feel the skipping. Okay. Forget about this mess. I would like to have some good calligraphy, but I don't have, and I will not invest in that. I was just wanted to show you. About the nib, and the thing that I wanted to point to you is that I said it was narrower inside the section than outside. Okay, it's normal for all the nibs because they usually have, let's do it something like that. They have this kind of shape. But this nib has a different kind of shape. This nib is like this. And this is the exposed part of the nib. I'm not good at drawing anything, but it's just to show you. And then here it makes like this. So it is in this size outside, but then the part that goes inside the section is much slimmer, which is an interesting feature that I don't find in many other pens, at least. Actually, I did not find it in any other pen except in Stipen and now in Bic. So, the pen writes well. There is that occasional skipping, but not all the time, and not while writing, just when you start doing more quick things, lines. About the line variation, you can, let me show you. It is like this without any added pressure, but if you try to press it harder, it's not a flexible nib, but you definitely get more line variation, you get more a broader line. You can try to write on the reverse side of the nib. The nib is terribly scratchy on the other side, it's awful, but it writes, but you cannot hold it on the other side because it will become like this because of the shape, the triangular shape. You need to hold the pen in a very strange grip. So these pens are not made to write in reverse. Actually, I don't think most pens are made that way, but some people like to do it to have some line variation. Finally, the wetness of this pen. I would say that it is quite good. We are talking about Kaweco ink. It's not the wettest of the inks around, but it's quite wet. This puts a nice amount of ink on paper. The ink flow is good, and that is why I think those skipping issues maybe are related with the cleaning of the pen and not so much with the performance, because I never noticed it with the other Stipen that I have with the same nib. So maybe it is more related with that. So, and more, it would be strange that the pen can put out this kind of ink, this amount of ink, and then it would skip it. It would be strange. So, this is my opinion of this Bic pen. I don't love it just because of the grip. I got it because it came with a Mont Blanc and because I thought it would be interesting to have a Bic pen, and I have another Bic fountain pen, but the other one doesn't show clearly the evolution from the Stipen to the Bic, and this one clearly shows starting by the cap. So this is all I had to show you. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will be back soon for more videos. So, bye.